Hey Hoopheads, Brad here with another breakdown, and today I want to talk to you about the Milwaukee Bucks defense in their 119-91 blowout of the Los Angeles Clippers. The Bucks have a defensive rating of 101.1, which is first in the league. They also have a net rating of plus 12.9, first in the league. In this game, they held the Clippers to a stingy 35% from the field, 25% from three, and forced 21 turnovers. Let's get into it. This play shows something very fundamental about the Bucks defense. Whenever Brook Lopez's man goes to set a screen, Brook Lopez does not come up. And this idea of keeping Brook Lopez low and packing the paint is part of what makes the Bucks interior defense so stifling. Here, as Kawhi gets into the paint, he's seeing a lot of Bucks bodies. He drops it off to Zubac, and Giannis is pretty much already there with the double. Because of the length of Giannis, it's tough to get this pass out to the perimeter, and that's a turnover. On this one, the Bucks don't even help when Lou Williams is coming off of two screens. That's how devoted they are to not getting out of position. They want to pack that paint, and they'll live with the occasional open three. On this one, Lopez gets caught on Kawhi in transition. He does a nice job of getting low in his stance. Kawhi takes him into the mid-range. Bledsoe comes over with a nice double team. Heavily contested shot by two people. Great work by the Bucks defense. Good help, D. On this play, Paul George sets a nice back screen for Kawhi Leonard. Wes Matthews does a good job of getting around it. He fronts Kawhi, so the pass isn't there. But at the same time, Paul George is coming off a double screen. And let's look at Brook Lopez's positioning as Paul George gets the ball. Lopez is in the perfect spot to deter Paul George and also prevent the pass to Zubac. George kicks it out to Harkless. Giannis is a little late on the closeout, but it's okay. It's Mo Harkless. Pat Bev winds up putting up a contested three. Then on the offensive rebound, ball goes to Kawhi, and Wes Matthews does a really nice job of keeping Kawhi in front of him, getting a little bit physical with him and making that a tough shot. Now, as Kawhi gets into the lane again, look at the bodies converging on him. Lopez is stepping up. He's getting attacked from the rear and the side. Kawhi thinks twice about it, and this winds up being a travel as he shuffles his feet while hesitating. Now, Pat Connaughton does a nice job of breaking up this pass over the top, almost gets the steal there. Good play by him. Then DiVincenzo rotates over to Paul George. Wes Matthews does a nice job of cutting off the passing lane. Lopez and Connaughton shut down the baseline drive, and then DiVincenzo is there to intercept the pass. Great rotations, great team defense by the Bucks. Here, Kawhi gets into the lane, is met by Brook Lopez, kicks it out to Paul George, and check out Connaughton with the monster contest. Athleticism on full display. Here, as Lou Will comes off the screen, DiVincenzo does a nice job of staying with him, gets his hands straight up and avoids the foul, and that's easier said than done against Lou Williams. And now, as Lou Will gets the ball at the elbow, he puts it on the deck. Connaughton and George Hill spring the trap on him. Connaughton retreats back to a more conservative position, and any hope of passing to the other side of the floor is completely void at this point. His only option is to pass it back up to Montrezl Harrell. George Hill knows this, puts some pressure on him, gets the steal. Nice team defense once again. And now as Montrezl Harrell gets the ball in the post, he's going to face up and watch Chris Middleton coming over from the weak side the second he turns to put it on the deck. Middleton literally sprints across the lane and gets the monster block on Montrez. This ignites the fast break. George Hill throwing it down on the other end, and that's how you turn your defense into offense. Now Montrez trying to attack Brook Lopez, no help needed, he'll take care of business himself. And now Connaughton gets picked off by the screen, Paul George with a nifty spin move to get to the rim, but Brook Lopez is there on the back line of the defense again. Beautiful help. On this play, Kawhi is absolutely swarmed as he gets into the lane. He has to kick it out to Lou Will. Lou Will tries to drive, but Brook Lopez is there making himself huge and cutting off the passing angle as much as he can. Plus, Pat Connaughton comes over with the help, pokes the ball away from Montrezl Harrell. That's another turnover, and you can see how stressful this defense is for the opposition. As the ball goes into Paul George in the post here, I want to look at everybody's positioning. Brook Lopez is making himself as big as possible to try and prevent the pass to Harrell. Eric Bledsoe is down in the paint in case the pass does get through to Harrell, he can help there. Or if the pass goes out to Lou Williams, he can close out in time. DiVincenzo is cutting off the passing lane to Patrick Beverley while applying a little bit of ball pressure, and Wes Matthews is staying pretty glued to Kawhi because he's Kawhi. As Patrick Beverley clears out, Donte DiVincenzo notices and realizes he's no longer a threat. At the same time, Paul George picks up his dribble and Brook Lopez goes to try and double team him and help on the shot. This frees up Montrezl Harrell down below, but Donte DiVincenzo makes a beautiful rotation to get in the passing lane and get the steal. That is brilliant defense. Here, Brook Lopez does a nice job of shutting down the fast break. Then as the ball goes back into Paul George, Brook Lopez is still on him, but he does a nice job of just containing him, not trying to do too much, just staying in front of him, getting a hand up so he can't shoot that shot. Nice bit of pressure on the pass. Ball goes to Lou Williams. Donte DiVincenzo with a monster closeout. Lou Williams shuffles his feet on the reset, and that's a turnover. A little bit lucky on the reset that Lou Will shuffles his feet, but you never even get to that point without that great initial defense from Brook. Now check out this major hustle from Brook Lopez getting back on D to squash the fast break. He personally shuts it down 100% on his own. Now DiVincenzo has to pick up Kawhi in transition, does a nice job of keeping Kawhi in front of him. As soon as Kawhi picks up his dribble, Brook Lopez pounces with the double team. Tough angle to try and get the pass through. It goes out of bounds. Nice work by the Bucks in transition again. This is just a nice defensive one-on-one possession for Wes Matthews, keeping Kawhi in front of him, keeping his hands active, not giving him any space. Kawhi puts up a contested jumper. Nice work by Matthews to just contain him. Then here, Paul George tries to fake the screen for Kawhi. The Bucks don't fall for it. The Clippers work it around and back to Kawhi, who now comes off the Zubac screen. Brook Lopez does a nice job of just containing him until Giannis can get back into position. Kawhi's forced to pass it out to Lou Will with only 5 seconds on the shot clock. Good pressure by Bledsoe. Huge block by Brook Lopez on the interior. Only 0.6 seconds on the shot clock. Clippers will get a crappy shot off the inbound. Great 24-second possession by the Bucks. Now Giannis gets picked off in transition and Lopez has to step up to defend Kawhi. Donte DiVincenzo on the weak side notices, helps under the basket as Kawhi tries to pass to the interior. Brook Lopez gets back into position under the basket, and he and Donte give a nice block here on Zubac. Now off the Kawhi steal, Donte attacks him defensively. The ball comes loose. Giannis is the first one to the floor. Donte's the second one to the floor, and you love to see that kind of hustle from your guys. And it's these kind of plays that propelled the Bucks to a 40-point lead in this game. And now in transition, check out where George Hill starts this play and where Kawhi starts this play. George Hill sprints his tail off, gets back on D, and by the time Paul George tries to throw this bounce pass to Kawhi, George Hill is there to poke it away, and the Bucks take it down to the other end on a fast break of their own. Now as Paul George drives to the baseline, Ersan Ilyasova has to come over to help protect the rim. Donte DiVincenzo is watching the play develop, slides over to guard Montrezl Harrell, intercepts the pass, and you gotta love Donte's D this season. Now in transition, Lou Will drives and picks up his dribble, and Wes Matthews and Ersan Ilyasova do a great job of getting their hands up so that Lou Will can't throw that pass over the top of the defense. He has to try to throw a bounce pass instead. The only one available has George Hill in the passing lane, and that's an easy steal for the Bucks. And now good work by George Hill keeping Lou Will in front of him, and even better work from Kyle Korver coming from behind with the block. And now off the inbound, George Hill with some nice ball denial on Lou Will. Lou Will pushes off him. That's an offensive foul, and you can see how frustrated the Clippers are getting with the Bucks' pesky defense. And now the wheels are fully coming off. Giannis dunks on him, then they throw a garbage inbound pass. Goes right to Eric Bledsoe, who puts it back in the hoop. And the Clippers bench their starters with 9.5 minutes left in the fourth. Just for fun, on the very next play, Giannis gets not one but 2 blocks, and then Bud decides it's okay to sit his guys down too, and that's pretty much going to be the ball game. Overall, this was an absolute dismantling of the Clippers. The Bucks were devastating on defense, didn't give the Clippers anything easy, and the Bucks are looking like the best defense in the league, which is exactly what they are. If you look at 4-man lineups with at least 150 minutes played together, of the top 10 in defensive rating, 4 of those are permutations of the Bucks starting lineup. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you've thought of the Bucks defense in the comments.